Well, welcome back, my dear friends, to this evening edition of Trick Podcast of Joey and Goso TV on this beautiful Saturday night here, 7:20 p.m. or so in the Los Angeles area, Long Beach, California. Here in the recent announcement by our governor of the stay-at-home lockdown starting tomorrow night, and how to help other people, how to help yourself with your emotions. So basically, there are three ways that people will handle news like this. You have those who will get angry, those who will become fearful, and those who will feel things in their emotions. Obviously, we all have all three responses. We're all humans, obviously. But the research shows that each of us has a certain neuroscience, a certain biochemical makeup that makes us who we are. And so you've known this your whole life. So just think back on the last time that you had a stressful situation. I mean, these days it happens daily. Do you tend to get mad at others? Do you tend to feel and have maybe feelings of shame or worthlessness? Or do you tend to feel afraid, nervioso, anxious? And so those are the responses. And so when you have a child who might be scared or angry, or you have a husband who might be dealing with drinking or with lashing out, or maybe you have a mom who is dealing with, conspiracy theories. Hello, Rich Ali. Hello, greetings to you. Thank you for being here. Twitch, I love Twitch. So when you have different people that are all dealing with the same situation, we have to be empathetic. I would say that empathy is the greatest gift that you can give another human being these days. Is the gift of listening, the gift of going with them to whatever they're feeling. For example, the other day, my beautiful wife was just worked up and upset, rightly so, about some things at work. And so at first I was more in the fix-it mode, which is what I tend to do. But then I realized quickly that what she needs most is a listening ear. You may have someone like that in your life who tends to get worked up over things. They are what they call in the body triad. They hold things, in their guts. They're instinctual people. They're people that are in the moment. And so they feel things right away. And so their instinct often comes out as anger. Some people repress the anger, some people avoid anger, some people let it out, but it's still the anger triad, as they call them, in the anger, I guess, just corner of the world. And so if you are that person, what you need, or if you have a child or a parent or a friend or someone online that is angry, what that person needs is a listening ear. You might be in the feeling triad, the heart triad. And so a lot of creatives, a lot of artists, a lot of gamers, a lot of people that are creatives, we are in the heart triad, even though sometimes computer stuff doesn't seem to be emotional, but a lot of people that are online are usually creative types. And so for the creative types, the feelers, what we need is empathy, is sometimes someone to be next to us physically, someone to tell us it's going to be okay. Words are very important. Some of the people in the heart triad, the feelers, they might be someone who is serving other people all the time, and so that's how they cope with change or with bad news. They're going to go out and serve other people. They're what they call the ultimate mom, or the classic, caring mother or caring father. And some people may turn to wanting to be super busy and do a lot of things to cover up that sense of guilt or shame, or they wish they could do more for everyone else. Other people turn inward, and they might deal with depression, with suicidal thoughts, with dark thoughts. And so these people that are in the heart triad, what they need is empathy. They need people. They need to be held. They need a partner, someone to be next to them. The other people, the third triad, are those who are in their heads. They are the head triad, the logic types. These also are people that tend to be online a lot. They are people that use their minds to solve problems. They are quick learners. They are super intelligent, genius types. And some of these individuals, in times of stress, they might become conspiracy theorists. They might also become people who spiritualize everything. They might perhaps even hate their fear and think that it's a weakness. And then there are others who just drink and want to party when things get sad, when things get rough. And so you have different kinds of people that respond to stress in different ways. And so you want to know what you do, how you handle stress. And of course, you want to be able to help other people once you understand yourself a little bit better. First, though, you have to manage your own body, your own emotions, your own mind. And all three go together, obviously. And usually things start with your thoughts. The circumstances are the same for everyone. For example, here in California, in Southern California, we had this announcement just tonight that tomorrow we're going to go in a 3-week basically shutdown again. And so you have different responses to this. You have some that will respond in anger, some who will respond with feelings of panic and fear, others who will turn inward and get dark, or maybe even suicidal. They're more the melancholy type. Everyone needs help, and every one of us deals with these things. And sometimes we may go to one more than the other, but the circumstances are the same for everyone. But usually it's the thoughts that trigger our feelings and then trigger a action, and then that action triggers a result. And so, for example, you have this announcement, right, in the news or on Twitter. And so that's the circumstance. The thought says, oh, I hate the governor. I hate this state. Another person may think, I'm afraid for my life. Another person may feel, I shouldn't have been out today. So you have 3 different responses based on the kind of person that you are. So that's the thought. The feeling underneath that may be you want to, let's say the angry person wants to get on Twitter, wants to get on Facebook and just rant and rave, or wants to hit a wall, or wants to go out and drive really fast or protest. Another person who is more in the feeling triad may want to turn off the lights and be alone, or write a really sad song, or they want to isolate and hide in their room. Another person may become a conspiracy theorist. They want to research all the data and prove the governor wrong. And so you have these 3 different feelings, or thoughts and feelings and actions. Now, the results of these 3 patterns are very typical. The person who is angry, the result will be that they are not satisfied. They have to be angry more and more because they realize they can't change the river. You can't change the river. And the person who's a feeler might become more internal, and you have to be careful with feelers that they don't go too low. And then the head types, they might spin in cycles. They may spin in circles and stay in a cycle of either having fun and wanting to entertain and spend and waste a lot of time online, or shop or eat, because they don't know how to work out their feelings or their actions. So what do we do? Well, for the person, going back to the anger triad people, the people that are in their bodies, very important for those types to become more logical, to use their minds, to actually say, okay, is this really true? I'm angry, but am I overdoing it? And so to try to use reason, and if you're not a reasonable person, because hardly anyone is when we're angry, then you want to have a reasonable partner, friend, someone online that can bring reason to you. If you are in the feelings triad, as I mentioned, you need comfort, empathy, hugs from your parents, people that love you. Now, in this online space, it's very, very difficult for empaths to feel loved, because there is no stage, there is no applause, there aren't any real people. So as I said, for empaths, if you are an empath, be sure to call, to talk to someone. Even the online space can be good, but I would say that it's a 50-50 proposition. It can be a dangerous substitute. You at some point, especially on a night like tonight, you need a human being. Like actually, you need the energy of a human. The energy of a computer is solid state. It's magnetic, it's resonance, it's waves, electronic and magnetic waves. So you're not going to have the physical energy that a human will give you, obviously. Having a pet near you, having a dog, your dog, having your kitty be on your lap, having your mom, if you're a younger person, just hold your hand. For you to be vulnerable with those who you love is very important for the feeling types to be healed. And then for the head types, you want to go to your body. You want to get physical, work out. If you're in your head a lot, it's important for you to be in your body, to move, to fix something, to get underneath your car if you're into cars and change the oil, to go for a run, to do some yoga, to stretch, to go on a bike ride, go on a swim, whatever you can do that isn't in front of a computer, that isn't just thinking or even feeling, but that is in your body. So basically, you want to go, if you are in a certain triad, you want to go to the opposite triad or to the opposite corner. And so just one simple way to put it, and I have diagrams and I have a bunch of courses and videos on this. If you want to go to my YouTube channel, I have a bunch of stuff on this. But basically, you just want to go to the opposite of what you normally do. So to summarize, if you are in the head triad, or let's start with the gut triad, if you are an angry type, then you want to go to logic. You want to say, okay, is this really true? Am I getting mad over nothing? If you are in the head triad and you're a thinker, you want to go towards your body. You want to move your body. You want to maybe go to your feelings even and listen to a sad song, listen to a happy song, dance, get up and move and shake your body and put on a silly hat and just simply even dress in a certain way that makes you feel alive, that makes you feel differently. Put on makeup if you're into makeup, put on a nice dress and maybe take a shower and just clean up and order online a nice shirt that you've been wanting. And then if you are in the heart triad, the feelers, the empaths, then you want to move towards your body also. You want to activate something. You want to use your logic as well. And the logic usually is the hardest one for empaths to access, but you want to move to your body as well. Work out, do something physical. So for example, I'm in the empath in the feeling triad. So instead of me working out per se, what heals me the quickest is to put on a Christmas carol that I love. Not to play it, not to write a Christmas carol, but to listen to a Christmas carol, because that grounds me in the moment. And usually I will reach towards a carol that I love, and not something new per se, but something that has a lot of feeling to it, or a picture maybe of my mom or my wife, if you see it back there. Something that is tangible, something that grounds you in the moment, that touches your feelings, even sadness. Us feelers, we love sadness and sad feelings, but to do it in a controlled way. I have a picture of my beautiful little hamster that I had for many years, and it's silly, but I miss my hamster. And sometimes I just go to my garage and I look at the picture of my hamster, Snowy. Shout out to Snowy in heaven, and Jack, my other beautiful dog that also died a few years ago. And I just will look at them, and that'll ground me in my feelings, but not in my anxious thoughts, but in my love and in my body. So you want to know kind of what you do and where you're at. And so after the break, we will take in some phone calls. I'm going to put the number here on the screen. Let's see if it shows it up there. And you can then call in at that number on WhatsApp or on your regular phone, or text me. And after the break, we'll take some phone calls. Hopefully, we will talk to a few people. Make sure you just get the number on the screen there, write it down. And let me get rid of some of these beautiful Christmas pictures and all, so you can see the number clearly. Give me a call. Let's talk about it. How are you managing the latest lockdown news? What is your natural response, and what are you doing to manage it so that you can then help other people? So after the break, we'll take some phone calls. This is the David Trigg Show. Gozo for the whole family. Don't go anywhere. So, welcome back to the David Triggs Show here on this beautiful evening here on Saturday night. I have been talking about how to manage our emotions during the recent news of the 3-week lockdown that California, Southern California, most of California is under starting tomorrow night, which might as well start now. And just helping you and those you love to manage these news that we all respond differently to. Have you noticed how everyone responds differently? And I think the first step of awareness is, or freedom, is to realize that the way you respond is not the way everyone responds. So as I mentioned, and if you're here watching this after the live, then welcome back. Make sure you hashtag with the on-demand crew, or Gozo on demand with that hashtag, so we can give you a shout out on the next live stream. But if you're here for the first time, or you're just here, you're always here, welcome. Leave me a comment below. Like, comment, subscribe. It helps this video and the algorithm to get out to more people, so we can hopefully get more people connected. But you have a response that is just instinctual to all of us. It will be one of three. It'll be an anger response, a shame or feelings response, or a logical or anxious, fearful response. And we all have all three. We're all human beings. We all are very similar, but what's natural is usually one of those three. So which one are you? Which one do you tend to how do you tend to react to difficult news or to challenges in life, to someone cutting you off in traffic? The classic response is anger, but some people feel embarrassed. Some people are afraid. So not everyone, does the sign of love to the other driver. That's the typical response, but just think of how you respond, or how your friend or how your sister responds, or your mom or your parents or your husband if you're married, your wife. Everyone responds differently to stress. And so in the same way, with this thing that's happening, everyone responds differently. So call the number on the screen. Let's talk about it. This is a call-in show, and I'm here to offer assistance and help and guidance to you and those you love by helping you understand your response, and most of all, to manage and to respond in a better way. Because the reality is that every response has its good and its bads. Fear is helpful and can be a helpful feeling, but it can also be damaging. Anger can be healthy. It has its place, but it can also cross the line. Shame and feelings of emotions and empathy can obviously have a place, but they can also go too far. So that's why we want to talk about it. Call the number on the screen. This is a call-in show, and I'm here to help you. This is the David Triggs Show. Gozo for the whole family. After the break, let's take some phone calls. Let's talk about it. Call the number on the screen. WhatsApp, text, call, phone. It'll ring here on my phone, and it'll literally appear on the show. You will be live, and we can talk about it. So after the break, we'll take some phone calls. This is David Triggs Show. Gozo for the whole family. We'll be right back. So welcome back, my friends, to David Trigg Show. Goes for the whole family, here for another few minutes, talking about how to understand others during the new lockdown. Here in California, we are going to go into a 3-week stay-at-home announcement. What do they call those? Stay-at-home order, I guess. And so I'm sure that you have a response that is not the same as the next person. We all respond to stress differently. And by now, you know how everybody responds, right? We all have our systems now at home. Everybody knows we've been at this now for 9 months. Time to give birth to a baby, huh? Baby of peace. But sometimes that baby is one of anger, or one of anxiety and depression, suicidal thoughts, one of maybe of overthinking and of anxiety, or one of frustration and domestic violence, some of the sad things that happen. And, you know, I was reading about Japan, that Japan has more suicides than cases. And you got to think about the reality of mental health. And not everyone deals with mental health issues, but others deal with anger, and that's just as dangerous. You don't want to be behind an angry driver that's dealing with some hate over the governor, the president stuff, and the lockdown. You don't want to be someone who is with a overthinker. Have you ever been, or maybe been around people that overthink? They are very fearful people. They're always on edge. Have you been around people that are very depressive types, that are hyper emotional, that they feel everything in their body? They can't control their emotions. Have you ever been around someone who's just way too logical? They want to think through everything, and they don't know how to feel. They don't know how to have fun. So it's important that all of us understand each other, have grace and empathy, but also tools with which to work out some of these feelings. So we want to help you. I want to help you, and we're here to talk to you. This is the number that you can call. It'll ring on my phone right here. You will actually be live. And don't be embarrassed. Don't think that you don't know what to say. You can just simply say, hey, here's how I react. Or you can play it off and say, here's how my mom reacts. And then I can help you with some tools and tips on how to help your mom, how to protect yourself, how to manage your own feelings. Because as we know, when someone is feeling angry in the home and you're just 4 people in a 1-bedroom, everyone's going to feel the consequences. Or when someone's afraid, or when someone's in their feelings and crying or yelling. Everyone is affected by feelings and by actions. And so that's why it's important that you have a place where you can talk openly about these things, and I can be of assistance to you. So use this opportunity to reach out and to talk about it, and hopefully we can help someone out here tonight. So after the break, we'll take some phone calls. Call the number on the screen. It'll show up here on my phone. We can talk for a little bit off the air, and then we can get on the air and help you online here on the David Trigg Show. Go so for the whole family. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.